Do you want to make your Integra so fuego it should be illegal by installing a JDM Integra Type R front end? Keep watching. Welcome to Bodie Vision. What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to walk you guys through the process of installing a JDM Integra Type R front end on your USDM Integra. And the first thing that we're going to want to do is, I got this front clip, I'm going to strip it down, get rid of all the things that I don't need, and then I'm going to take in the car. I don't need the client to drop off his car until I'm ready for him. So that's my goal for today, and I'm starting over at the house so that way I can help with the baby, and then I'm going to be a piece of crap and then move over to the shop a little later. So let's just get right into it. Alright, so now that I got the front completely stripped down, I removed everything that I could, everything that I needed to remove. And you gotta be careful, this thing still had that little windshield sprayer reservoir, and that kind of got some water all over the place, but it's all good, I just wiped it up. So now the next thing I'm after is just this top section of the radiator support is really what I'm going for. I know if some Integras, they get in pretty bad collision, you can use the whole front support if you wanted to, the upper and the lower. But since his car is in good condition, I'm just going for taking out the upper radiator support. So I'm gonna get right into that. So now that I have everything out that I need gone, my goal is to get out this top section. And the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna drill out the spot welds. I start with a smaller drill bit as kind of like a pilot hole, and then I go to a wider drill bit, and then it pops right off. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Alright, so something I wanted to point out to you guys, when you're drilling out your spot welds, make sure you're using a drill bit that's just a little bit bigger, and then you'll get the best results. So as you can see, it's a nice hole, and then you see where it starts to separate. That's what we want when we're drilling out our spot welds, so that way we don't have to drill out as much. And there you go, it just popped and we are good to go. See how it's nice and neat. I didn't even have to drill through the metal behind it. I'm not sure how well you can see, but that's what we're going at. Alright, so I just finished up drilling out all the spot welds, and it's kind of easy, but they take a little motivation to maybe hit the edges. If you didn't get the circle completely good, you got to pound out where they are, and then they'll pop right off. So I'm happy with where I am so far. See, this is just off. And then as far as this section right here, I did the same thing as I did on the retrofit bumper video. I cut out more than what I knew I would be needing because I can always trim it. So that's what I did. Now I'm gonna call the client and I'm gonna make my way over to the shop to meet him there. Then I'm gonna start working on his car to essentially get the upper radiator support off and then get that new support on. And we're just jamming right along. So I'll meet you guys at the shop. Alright guys, so the client just dropped off his car. The condition isn't really that bad, and it's going to be nice with a whole new JDM front end. So now it's time for me to tear down the old front and start to get ready for me to put on the new front. Alright, so now this front end is at about the same state that the JDM front end was when I got it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drill out all the spot welds, I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to take off the upper radiator support of the USDM Integra to get ready to prep and put in the JDM front upper radiator support from the Integra Type R. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll be on our way back to putting the front on and wrapping up this project. Alright, so I'm at a really good point right now. It was kind of easier to take this one off because I could just cut it in pieces and just kind of work it until it's off. So now I can see where the new one's gonna go, or the JDM one, you know what I'm saying. So this is perfect. I'm at a really good point. I'm gonna wrap it up today to get back home to the baby. I'm gonna come back first thing in the morning and then mock it up, tack it, and get it done. So that's what I'm gonna do. And just to let you guys know, I know I kind of put out part one of the Mustang, and I know you guys want to see part after part coming out. But the Mustang, I bought it with my money. It's kind of my project and a car that I'm going to be selling. So customer cars will always be put first over my projects. But I'll get back to it eventually. I just wanted to give you guys a little update. Alright, so as of right now, I got everything ready to go. I just finished up welding on the radiator support. Everything was good. A tip for you guys, the best way to tell if everything's lined up is mount the fender, because you know this is going to be there, and then this hole that stays on the actual upper radiator support, you'll know exactly where to put it by mounting where the fender is. So that's how I figure out my placement, and then I just do my tack welds, and then we're good to go. So now I'm going to scuff this up and get it ready to paint it silver. Then I'm going to put everything back together, and then he's going to come pick up the car. So that'll be wrapping it up. Alrighty guys, so we are officially wrapping up this project. As you can see, I painted the upper radiator support. It turned out just fine. I wired in all the side markers, all the lights, everything's working. A couple things you got to consider when you're doing an Integra if you wanted to put the JDM front end on. The actual hood latch cable, you got to use a longer one, so I just got one out of a Civic, and then everything was just fine. And besides that, we'll be good to go. This is how I'm leaving the car. The client's getting it painted somewhere else, so I'm leaving it just like this for him. That's what we agreed upon. So that's how it goes. Everything went great. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like this video, comment, subscribe. You know what it is, YouTube. I'm out.